versus Renault. Like, a lot of people are saying this is the match of the day.
Correct. Yeah, qualifying via CEO, placing 4th there. The big Hulk Tomorrow main with relentless aggression. However, that's going to be met exactly in that same way in Forte with Renault coming in hot off the presses with a combo breaker W over at 2nd place against Goichi. Not too bad for himself. But bringing in with a Billy instead.
See, that's the tough part, right? Because he qualified with not Billy. He qualified with Kime.
That's correct.
Right. So, and then from day one, we saw him use Billy, and he was able to he fell short against ZJZ. While ET, I mean, he's been on Hokuto Maru this whole entire time, right? And based off this track record, like obviously they both swing and they both are Evo champions.
That's right.
ET's record versus Kine is terrible. It's actually like all his losses come from this character in particular. So if I was Renault, I would think about picking Kine instead of using the counter pick that all the Hokuto Marus are saying, which is Billy. It's a really tough decision because I truly still think that maybe for Renault, Kine is his best character by far.
And I would agree with you there. I think to a degree where I guess just picking a character based off of the stats of how his main opponent's going to be operating, I think just picking for the counter pick doesn't necessarily solicit the same type of results that you're expecting. But we'll find out even further on what they're thinking with the stage hosts we have standing by. We have Rob TV and Milos to introduce our players.
This next match, the next match that we have for you guys, has been voted on unanimously as the match of the day. We'll see if it lives up to it. To be honest, I think there's no way that it doesn't. Are you ready to bring out our first player, Milos? Do you think it's time?
I absolutely am, Rob.
That said, let's go ahead and do it. Welcome into the stage, fighting out of the United States, Renault! Renault, the only American KOF Evo champion, KOF 13 champ, and he is here trying to add an EWC to his title. This side, Renault. Yep. Renault is definitely not going to be bothered by any of the jeers in the crowd. It's only going to power him up. I've seen how Renault gets down, trust.
I have seen how excited he gets regardless of the matchup. It doesn't faze him, but so it does not faze his opponent. Let's welcome to the stage, ET! Fenrich proved a tough opponent with his Cayenne despite the swap yesterday in Group B. Will the SNK legend reboot before it's too late? We are about to find out. In this crowd, no matter what, you give them a Team Falcons player, they are gonna cheer for him from dusk till dawn.
Well, we're about to see if they're going to be leaving right here happy or in pain. That is the drama. That is what makes all of this special when it comes to competition. Only the players can play for themselves. Renault, ET, please meet us right here in the front. We need to see the face-off.
Right in the eyes. Look him dead right in the eyes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That energy looking a little different.
It's like Cayenne is on stage.
Okay, listen. I do know Renault is one for the trash talk. Do either of you guys got any last words for your opponent? Either way.
Good luck.
Good luck. Just good luck too. Okay, enough said then. Go ahead to your setups. Somebody has to go home. Someone's key is about to be crushed.
And we are about to have a boatload of fun, Rob. That is it, we are ready. We'll send it to our commentators and kick off our match of the day.
This is absolute cinema right here. I have to give a big shout out to production because once they did the face-off, you heard the music, he said, dun, dun, dun,
yeah.
dun. And I was like, oh, ain't no way this is cinema right here because these two are rivals, man. These two play, they have a similar play style where they are unpredictable and they don't get phased even if you punish them, right? So it's one of those things where like, who is gonna fold first?
That's right, they don't really get discouraged from getting punished off of the things that they choose to do upon wake up or even defensive maneuvers, right? When you think about what's gonna be on the table for both ends, a lot of the decision making on defense will possibly revolve around a wake up ignition super.
Yep.
However, with the things that you just said, the points that you made with both players, I don't think they will be discouraged, even if they get punished numerous times for making said decisions.
Yeah, it's just tough because like, Maybe that's why I would say going to research with ET in general, like he lost to so many kind players and different kind players, not even the same one, because if you do wake up with something and kind blocks it, he makes sure that it's going to pay, right? He can combo in 2 Ignition Gear supers in 1 combo.
If he needs to be,
right? Most of his combos do naturally minimum 50-60% corner carry with the rev blow, sets up a rondo. So it's like, it's really, really scary. But we might even not see Kind because of Reynolds using Billy lately, right?
And that's so wild.
Yeah, do you go for the character counter pick or the player counter pick? That's the most important part you got to think about.
I feel, do you think, so here's my follow-up question to that. Do you think Reynolds is an inherent player counterpick towards ET? In order to really answer that question.
Yeah, it's really tough because I feel like because he won EVO for King of Fighters, he naturally will just play characters in general. Like, I think in his head, he feels like he will naturally just win based off the character field that he wants to play. The progression on how he wants to learn, or maybe even the character of the day. Who knows? But, you know, knowing him, he's very unpredictable, right? Reynolds, he knows how to play multiple characters. ET, throughout this whole entire series of just trying to qualify for EWC and all the tournaments he played, he has stuck with 1 character throughout this whole entire season.
And it's been
Tomorrow, right?
That's right.
And this is a character that has good runaway, just kind of like able to kind of dictate the neutral from the air and to the ground.
Yeah, he also has a really slow projectile to either follow up with or just kind of keep the other person away in preparation for their movement against it, right?
Yes. So it's just one of those things on like, what are you going to think about? It is a best of 5. So we might even see Billy and Kind, right?
That's true.
At the same time, depending on like how do you approach the matchup, because ET, like when you look at this matchup where, let's say for example, like Christie, who's way more defensive, he understands how to fight the Billy Kane matchup because he's not going to engage and be put in his scenarios. But ET, like I said, it's kind of like he's an on and off switch where sometimes he wants to go super offensive heavy, sometimes he wants to go super defensive heavy. You just can't tell when it's going to be turned on and off. That's the real thing.
That's a pretty significant thing to state, right? Like he hasn't really had that challenge just yet. He had to face off against what, Fenrich in the startup of Group B, and that was just one of the other kinds that you had mentioned. Now he's going to be forced in a position where he has to kind of halt his momentum, or at least halt the way he wants to play significantly just based off of the character he's facing, which is going to be the Billy pick coming out from Reynolds.
It is a tough draw when you think about like Group B is like, I know a lot of people are talking about Group A and everything, but it feels like Group B is the real like the group of death, in my personal opinion, especially for everybody.
And I would agree with that. I think Rome had said it pretty well during the analysis segment. He said a lot of these players have something to prove, and that is exactly this pool. They're definitely going to be playing just like it. ET already off to an amazing start as we had prefaced the matchups with that 1 slight avoidance with that short hop. Allowed Reynolds to get the big opener and the side switch now. Hopping in there. Yeah, we get the overhead.
I love the use of the overhead because the overhead didn't really do much, but the thing is, the overhead took out the SPG. That was the reason why the overhead was there. But the thing, like I said, ET is willing to let it rip, right? It doesn't have to be just like wake up reversal. It could just be just challenging reversal. What a high dodge! Look at the Zonikin. That was really good right here. It's time for Reno. He caught him flinching. Didn't confirm with standing C after the D feint. Went for a much easier light confirm there.
Expected maybe an escape out?
Yeah, possibly maybe a jump out.
Hence why he aimed that pogo to the sky, but now that level 1, the ignition.
That was a hard read, actually. Super hard read going up in the sky. He doesn't really need to do that in particular.
I agree.
Nice little punish right there with the 2B. Okay, I love the chase down. It's not going to be enough. He doesn't have Ignition Gear to close us out. But this is a guess for game or throw or overhead or anything like that, really. Oh, nice! And ET now. Look at that. ET is like, all right, cool. I could definitely take the Billy. But do we switch to Kindo? Oh, he doesn't.
I would love to see it. We don't see that much type of, oh my god, the rev blow immediately out the gate in rebuttal. But we haven't seen the Reynolds gameplay that we're so used to just yet, right? ET is the one putting him upon defense more often than not and dealing the most damage. But now this is the lockdown we were expecting from Reynolds, trying to jump out perhaps from the side of ET.
Man, the close A is just such a menace because it really puts you in a position where you have to take so many lights. And because you're thinking about all these lights, you're like, let me hold up, let me backdash. But the thing is, you're just jailed. You're locked into this position right here. And this is the first time throughout this game in particular, ET has a chance to attack. Okay. Oh, with the bullseye. Nice little wild punish right there. Because I think at that point, Renault's just willing to kind of like, I just need one hit. I just want some chip damage, or maybe this randomly long-range move will hit to close up the round, right?
Yeah, they were definitely read-based. You saw two of his actions prior when he had ET in the corner, trying to go for like a random rev blow or trying to go for an upper pogo in general, right?
Renault holding up, it seems like, right there. Nice, using the rev guard to push away.
What a dash under against
for the
ET.
side switch. Yeah, so good there. Uh-oh. What is Reynolds going to do? Nice tech from ET, though. Good challenge. Good break on the Danikin to kind of like get a cheeky mix-up right here. Steal his turn.
That was very delayed as well. Up to one more blow against Reynolds at a sliver, a pixel of health. ET, he's going to be throwing a lot of the
Nice. You know, every time when I see like Hokutomaru's use the ninja stars like this, I think of that as like, that's free life. Because
because of just defend.
Yeah, you only need one just defend, and you just defend all 3 hits, right?
I agree with
It's like free life, right? So that's the thing you have to worry about. Okay, nice challenge right there. High dodge, didn't get a counter hit. We get the light confirm, still both an SPG here. Super important here. Think about Sonic with the fakes.
Yeah, hence we saw the read, right, with the empty jump throw for the side of Reynolds to get past the armor potentially. But ET, he was cognizant of it. Snipes him out airborne with the shuriken. Now thinking the throw is coming. Reynolds was the one to reach first. ET with a full XL route, level 1 coming.
That's the hard part. Like, if anything, if Reynolds if we had to say what was one thing that's standing out where like ET's taking advantage of Reynolds' defense, it's the shimmies. Literally just dash up into hop jump. It always forces Reynolds to kind of like reach, right? Because he's always thinking about, oh, he's gonna grab me, right? And it's hard to stop that because of just human habits in general.
That's right.
Because you're so used to doing that. And we're going for Billy again. I'm just really surprised at this. This is a lock-in situation where Reynolds has to win 3 straight. We're not gonna see Kind at all. So this is literally do or die for Reynolds right here.
Yeah, which is really, really tough to imagine because you were talking about the stats earlier, right? ET, the reason why he's in the loser side to begin with was the fact that he fell short to Fenrich.
Yes. But look at ET with the guard cancels, right? Throwing more of the kunais. Nice. I like that crouching B ender. A lot of people were talking about that crouching B this whole weekend from Billy. It just hits from a mile away. But Hokutomaru is another character that crouching B hits from really, really far.
Yeah.
They both have similar, like in terms of light normals, in terms of crouching Bs and how do you confirm it from it, they're both very similar in many ways.
Yeah, we've definitely seen light confirms a bunch. But again, the shimmy with the short hop. ET, just nice and simple into the ignition. Looking at match point against Reynolds. Is this going to be our match of the day 3-0?
It's tough, you know, because everyone was expecting kind of like this huge back and forth, but ET has found what works is the shimmy, right? The shimmy, I feel like even after this, after the sequence, if ET gets a chance, he's going to go for the shimmy to try out to close out the game. Okay, spend the super. Nice. Doing the optimal damage, most damage, safe jump right here. No reason for ET to spend any bar here. And I think this is okay because he's up 2 games and match point. So it's not gonna phase him right there. This is all the pressure. You saw, like, we don't know what Renault was saying, but he's like, come on, man, let's lock in that type of like attitude right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great way to start. He does get the jump over against the shuriken, fully punishing the projectile, getting the hard knockdown with the rev, but more importantly, the side switch, right? ET being in the corner, forced to use the ignition. Reynolds now on the defensive end, or so we thought up until this point. That jump just hierarching over Reynolds for the position.
Nice from Reynolds. He adapted from the shimmy right there. That was so good because you saw how ET really wanted that. If he had that, it would have been him in such a hard position. But the fact that Reynolds was like, no more, please. And he jumped back. That was huge game changer right there. Huge game changer, huge adaptation right here, especially this is survival. And this is kind of what you think about, right? Reynolds a person that lives on like, if I have 1 more HP left, I play better. Like all my the senses are heightened at this point.
Again, with another similar start as the previous round, that big jump to initiate the punish on the projectile against ET to start off. And exactly how he prefaced it earlier. He went for a back grab in the previous round and now getting a shimmy out of the book of ET to get a big punish. Look at the lead that Reynolds has right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now the momentum is definitely going towards Reynolds at this point. He just wants to trade with any type of light to close out the round for ET, and the forward dash against the teleport. That's amazing right there, because that's not easy to do. It's such a fast rev teleport there, and it's plus on block, get a free combo afterwards. Something you have to be careful about. Okay, get off of me, he says.
Very delayed.
Yeah. One of those things where the tech window for throws is pretty high, and that's why kind of like the hop jump shimmy does work, because you're preemptively trying to late tech.
You see Reynolds actually taking a little bit of a, I want to say like a more patient approach. He's the one that's trying to like back away and force ET to kind of like chill out for a little bit. But ET, again, the way that we preface his playstyle, he's very, very aggressive, and he's showing that off right now.
Oh my god.
That was delayed as hell.
Yeah, with the air rev flow, and it's something we don't really see too much air rev flows in general. That's I feel like we see a lot more ground rev flows, but air rev flows are still kind of unexplored. I must have to say.
Armored dive kick.
Armored dive kick. Yeah, I mean high dodge attack. It's one of those things where everyone's so scared of high dodge attack. Okay, can Reno close out right here? I mean, oh no, that's a counter hit, gets the crumpled, huge. I think we're gonna spend it. We're gonna cash out. Yes, we are, hidden gear. No, wow, I'm surprised. We're at 67, pretty high. I guess we want the Oki.
We want possibly the shimmy yet again. This is actually tournament point, match point again.
Wow,
ET.
That was so good. What a chase down. ET, can he close it out right here? And he does, he eliminates Reno. The fact that he caught him. Oh man, and you look at the emotion. He's like, just feels bad for eliminating his rival, his friend. Like, you could see how much passion that they have right there.
He put his head on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He put his whole head on his shoulder. He's like, man, I'm sorry it had to be you.
But the last sequence was so beautiful, because what ET did there was genius. He conditioned all of us to believe that he was going to close out with the hop jump shimmy. Reno sensed that, so he jumped back. So the fact that ET anti-aired the jump back with the command normal into the rev teleport to close out the combo, we all got.
That was sick. Saving it for the last part of the match. And that's classic conditioning, right? You're saving that exact tactic for the moment where it counts the most. And to be fair, Reynolds actually exhibited that as well, right? In the way that he started off round one of that final game. So it's really, really interesting to how it all played out. But what's even more interesting is seeing how Rob's going to be able to communicate with ET as he's standing by on the stage with our winner.
He is indeed right here by my side, ET. Out of this world, this man. And we'll ask him a couple questions, of course, joined by our translator, Jin, here. Now, first of all, ET, yesterday you had a hard loss against Fenrich. What did you do after that game to kind of reset and prepare yourself for your match today?
昨天你惜败给了这个 Fenrich 嘛，然后你当时回去之后是怎么个调整来今天备战今天这场战斗呢？
先看今天的对手是选什么角色，然后去做准备，可能也做了蛮多的功夫，还好这次的发挥有比昨天好，所以蛮开心的。
I went back and did my homework on my next opponent. I checked which character he'll be using. I prepared a lot of strategies against that particular character, and I'm just happy that my condition is really good today. I managed to perform to my expectations.
I mean, it worked out very well for you in the game, but an extra thing, as you heard, there's this whole Falcons crowd here that was cheering for you all through yesterday and today. What does that mean for you being here representing the organization and having such a crowd constantly yelling for you?
就是现在现场我们有很多Falcon 战队的粉丝在这边支持你，然后你作为 Falcons 其中一位代表，然后并且现场有这么洪亮的这个鼓励声在给你支持，你现在有什么样的感受，以及有什么样的想话想跟他们说的吗？
我感受到非常多的粉丝与我一起战斗，能打赢这一场战斗，也是有他们的支持，让我有更大的动力继续前进。谢谢法老空，我会继续加油。
I feel like I'm not fighting here alone. I'm fighting here with every one of you. With you by my side, you know, every single fight, it makes me just want to go all out. And I'm definitely going to do my absolute best. And thank you, Falcons. Thank you, all the fans out there, for supporting me.
That's incredible. The humility for a player with so much pedigree and history in SNK. That is it for us, but I have to send you down now to crush your opponent's key, ET. So please, the stage is yours. One more time for ET!
Yo, oh, that was so good from ET. That speech right there, and the fact that like he just resonated with the crowd, right? With the Falcons crowd, and it's beautiful. And this is the hard part. He's like, man, do I really have to crush my rival's key, man? It's like so heartbreaking. Every time you see his expression after he wins a match, it looks like he loses.
it feels that way, right? Because we're so used to seeing him, oh my God, seeing him smile, and now he's trying to like hold back emotions. I can't tell if he's smiling right now. He's low-key smiling.
No, he's like, ooh.
Yo, this is rough.
Ooh, he's like, this is rough, this is hard.
It adds so much more to it as a person who qualifies, because he's like, I don't ever want to be in this position.
Yeah, right?
Right? I don't want to see my stuff, my key get crushed. But as it stands right now, Reynolds is eliminated, but we still got